Welcome to Bonding Over Bourbon. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're going over our list of top 10 best whiskeys that we've had this year.
It was definitely hard work, and it required a 25 plus bottle tasting.
Yeah, buffet style of short pours.
Yeah, and it required pizza at one point.
Emergency pizza. It was a fun time, but it was very challenging. We've come in contact with so many great bottles this year.
Yeah.
Not all of the stuff that we would have put in this category is stuff that we own, which very quickly became a rule that we need to have. It's hard to just kind of like ideate about stuff you don't have in front of you.
Rules and regulations, it's very important.
So number one, we have to own it. If we don't own it, if we have a sample of it, anything along those lines, it immediately disqualifies it.
And we've had some great, really hard to find whiskeys this year, which is a shame. I would love to include them, but we just had little samples.
Yeah, or we had to choose one bottle versus another because we couldn't get access to both, or at the time it was a little bit too much of a price tag to get all of them.
Yeah.
Except for some of the stuff on this list, we kind of picked up in one fell swoop. Next is mouthfeel matters. The richness, the length of the finish, how oily, how round, these are all things that we factored into our points here. And then it had to come out this year. That was a big pain point for us because whether we tried it for the first time this year or it was a release for 2024, it really kind of mattered to us. You know, you can't just start to make concessions, adjustments. You start to get a little too favorable and it got a little messy.
I tried to sneak in a 2022 bottle and he was like, no.
Yeah, we just tried it this year and we love it, but it's not how the rules go. And then I kind of mentioned the mouthfeel, the length of the finish. You know,
it's very important.
Yeah, anything with a really short finish just kind of dropped off of our list immediately. We felt like it wasn't right. We do drink with the idea of wanting like something that kind of keeps going. And we feel like that makes a memorable, like top 10 worthy bottle to add to the list. And then the last one, we did mention no store picks.
Yeah.
So for that, I mean, that's pretty cut and dry. We want to just keep it fair, keep it easy. But we've waxed over this a little bit too long. We're going to get right into it. So do you want to grab the first bottle?
Are you excited?
So excited.
You don't seem excited.
I am salivating with excitement.
Okay, we can start then. So the first one is going to be Russian Widow. Russian Widow is Koval's secret project. This one is 100% rye. It is single cask. And it comes in at 50% or 100 proof.
It's also a 10-year.
And it's a 10-year. This one is really delicious. I think against the other heavy hitters with our list, it kind of fell off the radar.
Yeah. This was your number 10, you said, right?
Yeah.
First of all, the reason why we put it on the list is it really surprised us. We're not huge fans of Koval. We did try this at D&D Smoke and Spirits with the owner, Harry. He let us have a little pour of it, and I immediately was like, what is this? I need to have it.
It's good.
Yeah, and then without any hesitation, I was like, we're getting one today.
Yeah, some of the notes I got during the last round of trying it again were like leather and what did I say? It was really sweet. It was like, but the finish wasn't super long.
Yeah.
And it really does not drink like a rye.
Yeah. For all those reasons, that's why it's my number 8. Leathery, a little bit of honey, sweet and smooth, floral. For Koval, honestly, like this is hitting way above their weight class.
Yeah.
Not any shade at Koval, just like this is easily the best thing that you've ever made. We love to have something this great come out of the Midwest, and we're happy to support it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next one was Michter's Toasted Barrel. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, why not? So this was my number 10. Michter's Toasted Barrel, there's 3 different releases. They kind of release them in waves. This year just happened to be the bourbon. So I gave it a number 10 because I got like Play-Doh on the nose. I got like cured deli sticks, like pepperoni and stuff like that, mostly coming from the Toasted Barrel influence, but it added to like a savory finish overall. And it was a little flat. So for that reason, I discounted for mouthfeel and for length of finish. So it ended up in the 10 spot.
Yeah, this was my number 9. and I thought that it was salty.
That's pretty close.
It was oddly salty, and I also got the cured meat taste from it. So it's number 9. So next up is going to be Blue Note, and this is their honey barrel cask. This one, when we first tried it, we were instantly like, this needs to be on the list.
Yeah, we don't even really like honey finishes, honestly.
Yeah, we can take it or leave it.
We find that most of the time they're a little too sweet, or they end up having like an overwhelming flavor profile because they're either overfinished or it just stripped too much away from the whiskey itself for it to really kind of stand out. And this is a cask strength too. This is 115.7. Which is low proof for some, but still, it's nice to see a cask strength option.
Yeah.
What did you rate this one?
I rated this as my 7.
This one we both agreed on. I also chose number 7 for this.
I thought this one was really nice. My initial note on this was just wow. Like, it had a really nice sweet flavor to it. It tasted more like honeycomb.
Yeah.
With like the nice kind of like umami kind of taste to it rather than just the overly sweet honey.
Like the sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wrote down that note as well. I also wrote the nose smelled like straw. It was a little peppery. It had cherry, which I didn't expect on it.
Yeah.
And it had a rich and long finish, which earned it a nice number 7 spot.
Awesome. I love when we agree. All right. So let's go on to our next one. It's going to be Journeyman Distillery. This is their election day rye whiskey.
Election year.
Okay.
No, election day. That's my bad.
Oops. And they call it their 2-term because this is their 8-year whiskey.
Yeah.
This one, we love Journeyman's. And I think it's also an acquired taste. So you also have to take our recommendations with a grain of salt as well.
It has what we have termed like the Michigan leather kind of flavor to it. Like some states have signature flavor notes. This definitely has a leathery taste to it, which you've noticed from things like Joseph Magnus and like, what was the other one? Pingree had a little bit of a leatheriness to it. So yeah, definitely an acquired taste. If you see, this is dark.
It is so dark. Like you pour it into a glass and you're like, this has to be mixed with cherry juice.
It's as dark as the table when you pour it in a glass.
And this one had such interesting notes to it. I wrote down that it had notes of leather, sweet tobacco, Szechuan pepper as well. A little like hint of the electrifying kind of flavor.
Yeah, I could see that. So before I go into my notes, this was number 6 for me.
This was number 6 for me.
Oh yeah, that's right. We agreed on this one too. So what really blew us away is we've liked their stuff, but like the election day doesn't come out all the time. It's once every 4 years.
Yeah.
So previously we've enjoyed the last 2 releases that we've tried of this. And this one we actually really, really enjoyed. It kind of caught us by surprise. We opened it up the day that we were essentially coming up with this list. And we were like, oh my God, like did this just kind of sneak its way into the top 10? And it did.
It did.
It did, honestly. Like the leatheriness, I got a lot of baking spice. I got sweet tobacco and pawpaw.
What is pawpaw for the people who don't know?
Peepaw.
Peepaw.
Pawpaw is the only tropical fruit that grows in the U.S. It goes down from Florida all the way up to kind of branching out into the Midwest, and it goes up to Canada. It is kind of like mashing together a banana and a pear?
Kinda. And you baked it into a bread. It has like a nice like yeastiness.
It does have a breadiness to it, but I definitely got a lot of those notes on it, and it is very different, very unique. It honestly really caught us by surprise. People who didn't get this when they had the chance, you really slept on something great.
You really did. And the thing that I also love about Journeyman's is that it's all USDA organic.
And kosher.
And I just love when you see something, a product who really cares.
Yeah.
And it's just refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I think this was a surprise to us.
Yeah, we're both surprised.
So Jack Daniel's Coy Hill, we automatically had to put it into our top 10 list.
Yeah, it was one of our biggest chase bottles of the year. And when we got one, we were like, oh my God, this is great. Then when we happened to get 2, we were so over the moon.
Yeah. And for those that care, it's also 125.9 proof as well.
Good point.
So this was my number 5.
I put this at number 9.
I cannot believe how low on the list you put this.
I was actually really shocked and upset. I thought it was going to get like easily within the top 3, but it didn't. The notes that I wrote down were peanutty nose, caramel, cherry cobbler, cinnamon and warming spice. And then the thing that kind of took away points for me was the oak came in a little bit harsher than I remember it.
Yeah.
The finish is nice and long and round, but the harsh oak really kind of took over. I don't know if it's because we've kind of poured it a few of these at this point. It might have kind of changed the flavor profile as more oxygen has kind of entered it and it's opened up. But originally, we absolutely loved this.
Yeah. We also had the glasses sitting out for a little while as well. A lot of the times you can have it sitting and it really does influence the flavor.
Yeah, I think it was like a half an hour sitting out.
Yeah. But somehow I agree with all of your notes. I also had cherry cobbler. I had overly oaked, and I wasn't getting like those nice banana or the like cherry coral.
Chocolate cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those definitely disappeared as we did this round of elimination. But let's go to the next one.
All right. So I'm going to get some hate on this one.
Yeah,
so
we both probably are.
This is going to be George T. Stagg. This is the 2024 edition.
We are lucky to have.
I love that we have it. It's our first BTAC. It's exciting. But this comes in at my number 8.
Yeah. Thankfully, my ranking's a little bit higher. It was a number 5. I wrote down berry parfait, lots of pepper, sweet and spicy, and the medicinal grape.
Yeah.
It honestly is the grape that kind of didn't do it for me.
Yeah. I thought this was like a younger Buffalo Trace product. I really did think that like it for some reason it wasn't reaching like my palate the right way.
Yeah.
And the medicinal cherry overtook everything else. And I did get like a hint of berries and cream, but it wasn't like the amount of complexity that I wanted.
It's really funny that you say that you thought it was a younger Buffalo Trace product, because there's probably going to be an upset a little later.
No, I'm also upset.
I'm a little upset, but not too ambivalent about it.
It's fine.
It's honestly very good. I mean, it obviously ended on the last or the top 10 of the year list, but I mean, blinds are blinds. I don't think we actually mentioned, for all of these, we double blinded everything.
Yeah.
We went into separate rooms as we poured these and put it onto like a placer with 10 different spots. So we had the pours on the bottom of the glass labeled by a number, and then we had letters that we put each glass on. And as each person re-entered the room to pour and then placed down on a letter, we shifted all of the glasses so neither of us knew where anything was. So we tried to do this as blind as possible to make sure that no one could know what it was.
Some things had its calling card, but some things we were very surprised by.
And that is actually a very good segue, because we're going into our top 4 now, which we both 100% agreed on.
I love this. So number 4 is going to be Russell's Reserve 15.
Yeah.
This one,
so good.
I mean, we love it so much that we have hardly touched this.
Yeah.
We've given a few samples away, and we have tried it twice, other than like
a little more than that.
Maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
We are really savoring this bottle.
Yeah, we don't want to spend the $500+ price tag to get one off a secondary.
I got a lot of like soft, the palate was really soft. It was really oaky, really vanilla forward. And I also got some like stone fruits as well.
See, I wouldn't say soft. I said I got a richness on the mouthfeel. It was oaky, but not overly oaked or harsh oak. Medicinal cherry. I definitely got a little bit of menthol. It kind of reminded me of like the cherry Robitussin, like the cold cough one. That one had like that kind of menthol sensation to me, and the finish was nice and long. So it hit all the notes of what we were looking for. And honestly, like, I'm glad it at least ended up in the top 4.
I was going back and forth with like 2 of mine towards like the top 4. It was hard for me to pick, and this one I almost swapped, but I'm glad I didn't.
This is one that I guessed in my notes, and then I put a check mark on it to see if I was right at the end, and I was absolutely right.
All right, so number 3 is going to be Michter's 10 Rye.
This one actually really surprised us.
We tried it during a live, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
not surprised.
You know, it's crazy though, because for such a low proof point, you wouldn't expect it to be up here with all of these like proof hounds over here.
Mhm.
I mean, like these only get slightly more intense in proof until you get here.
Yeah.
And then it's what, like 98?
So
Like that?
I had chocolate cherry, but I called out that it tasted low proof. But the finish was long on this one, and I'm guessing because of the rye, it really did drive the palate a little bit more.
Yeah. I also wrote that it had like chocolate and cherry, rich and round, which is crazy. I don't remember getting any cherry on it when we did it in the
I
live.
didn't either.
But on the blind, we were like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Whatever this is, it drinks incredibly low proof. But it's rich and decadent, and it's almost desserty by itself.
Yeah,
So
I would have this for dessert any day.
yeah, absolutely. So that one definitely ended up on our list for a good reason.
Yeah.
You gotta scooch down the train.
Top 2.
Oh yeah, this is where the upsets
I
started.
know. I'm scared to pull it out, but I'm going to. Stag 24A.
So this is the whole younger Buffalo Trace kind of side comment. This one surprised both of us.
This is the one that we swapped for Bomburgers too.
Yeah, we tagged in the Stag because of the proof point. The 24A just kind of beat the Bomburgers for us.
It did.
We love the Bomburgers flavor, but it didn't have that like little extra punch that we were looking for. I mean, especially when you have like a lower proof one that just kind of beats out the Bomburgers, at least in our opinion. The 24A really surprised
It
us
was
this year.
so good.
And
Go ahead.
I've tried the 24A, the B, the C, and the Hazmat Benny store pick that just came out. And this one still is my top for all the Stags this year.
I wrote that I thought that it was either GTS or Russell 15 in my original notes.
I also originally wrote down that I thought it was GTS.
Yeah.
The notes I put were pepper, oak, clove, and a like medium proofy finish.
This also beats out any of like the other stags that we've had. The like Stag Junior, I'm going to put that in quote just because people know it as that.
You mean like all of the Stags?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
B, C, and
Like previous years, previous everything?
yeah, it's so good.
I think since they dropped the junior title, this is one of the better releases that have come out. I know not everyone that we've talked to has that opinion, but the A's seem to be the sweet spot for Stag for us.
At least like to fit our profile.
That's what I said for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like really, it's just really surprised us. But the last one, we kind of saw coming, but we still didn't think it was going to make it to number 1. And this is definitely going to upset some people and excite a certain distillery.
I am so excited. I want to take like a pause for just a second. And also, I love like a brand that is newer and isn't one of these legacy brands
It's just killing it.
that's just killing it and come back so hard.
And so many people have so many opinions about this brand. And we think that some of them are warranted. The age, the relative time of how long they've been around, like the idea of where it comes from, like all of that is stuff that like we get it, but we reject it entirely. And this was also a late year addition.
We got it this month.
Yeah.
We got it this month. So are you ready?
By now you probably know what this is, but the big reveal, Tanager.
Tanager, still Austin Tanager, their cigar blend. And 100, we couldn't even see the bottle for this. The bottle alone is a showpiece. I think that it comes in as a huge flex. It's a showpiece. You want to share it with people. You can also tell how much we've enjoyed it already.
Well, we also made sure that we were going to have a backup lined up before we dipped into this further, and we just lined it up today. So that is what we have in our glass today, with nice fancy new glasses to really celebrate a wonderful whiskey and a great year of collecting.
It's been so fun. I think that this year has really expanded our palates. I think that we've incorporated so many cool bottles that we didn't think that we could get. But I want to talk a little bit more about Still Austin Tanager. I know we have our video as well, which you can click.
We'll put the link up in the top here for you.
But some notes that I put for this, I said it was complex. I thought it was sweet and savory. It had like a nice oakiness to it, but it wasn't overly oaked.
Yeah.
And I also had long finish as well.
Yeah, I put rich and oily, oaky, but again, not overly oaked. Long finish, red berry tart, and also like a fruity cornbread.
Yeah.
It's honestly,
I forgot about the cornbread.
It's honestly so different and so unique. It hits all the right notes. If you're looking for something sweet, savory, rich, round, again, at what, 108 proof? 106 proof?
108.
It is honestly very good. I can see why people are freaking out about it right now. There's so many reviews popping up, and we were lucky enough to be one of the first channels to do it. So we're so thankful to get the experience. Still Austin, you guys are absolutely killing it. Nancy Fraley, you're the GOAT for a reason. Like,
hats off to you.
This is very easily going to be like one of the most commonly echoed themes of this year for best whiskey of the year.
I hope so.
I have no doubt.
And if it's like not incorporated into this year, I hope that it's going to be in the next year.
Yeah, and for those that are looking late to kind of get it, like, by the time this video comes out, if you watch it, like, don't walk, run to your local store. They're starting to drop in our area this week, and they are already flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
If a place gets a case, it's gone in about 15 minutes. So if you have the opportunity to get it. Yeah, and if you can get it under market value, like, what are you still watching this video for?
Yeah, why aren't you at the liquor store right now?
Yeah, just throw your card at them and say, give me all the Tanager you have. No, just take at least one. Leave some for other people.
Yes. So that is our top 10.
A lot of upsets.
A lot of happiness.
Yeah, we were both very conflicted about this list because a lot of these make sense to us in the ranking. Like these top 4 absolutely make sense.
Duh.
The bottom 6, we were a little confused. But ultimately, the blind never lies. If you do it blind and it still comes out on top, you know it's what you truly love.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of our end cap on the year of whiskey hunting. After 1 year, I mean, honestly,
it's almost our 1 year as well.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. This is our 1 year of the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great year of whiskey hunting. We can't thank you all enough for watching and supporting our channel. We love making videos like this for everyone that wants to watch it. If you haven't followed us on Patreon or our members channel, please just jump right in. We have a private Discord. We give you access to information about online and local drops. We put up extra bonus content like this. If you want to see the full breakdown of all 25 bottles that we put out, we'd love to make a video for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like.
Comment.
Don't forget to comment.
Yeah, comment.
And subscribe if this is your first time here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time.